I'm from Ratchaburi province. My father was a merchant, so we lived with the grocery store selling food. My eldest and second siblings only finished up to grade 4. They stopped studying because they sacrificed for the younger siblings. There are 7 of us, and they made sacrifices. Then, when it came to the third child, they got to go to school, becoming the first one to get an education. Once that happened, the first child, the second child also got to continue studying. And I was someone who really liked studying and did quite well, even from a young age. I was a good student and became the class leader. During that time, I started to feel a sense of leadership from childhood. It's just my nature, my true self since I was young. Everyone knew it, and my parents probably accepted it. Then I took the entrance exam for the provincial school and studied there until grade. In grade 11, I took the entrance exam. The thing is, I wanted to go far away because back then there was a movie called Ragnarok by Supalak, and Chiang Mai seemed like a great place to go. So I set my mind on taking the exam, and I went to Chiang Mai. The money I received each month wasn't much because my older siblings who had graduated would pass on some money, 500 baht from this person, 500 from that person, something like that. It never exceeded 1,000 or 1,200 baht.
When I was studying at Chiang Mai University, it wasn't like my parents could send me money. They didn't really have much either. My siblings didn't send a lot, just a little. Back then, there were no phones, so we wrote letters. They would tell me they didn't have any money, so I'd send some to them. But back then, a little over 1,000 baht wasn't a lot.
How did I get by? I joined up with others there, met people who were like me, made friends, and we formed a performance group called the Road Tripper. We were showgirls, performing at bars on Saturdays, and we took on any job we could get. Back then, the pay wasn't great, just a few hundred baht, but that was a lot in those days. Since my monthly salary was only about 1,000 or 1,200 baht. After I graduated, I waited to take the civil service exam. That was my only goal. Because my aim was to pass the civil service exam, I had to do it. It was my dream. I had to pass the civil service exam. I had to become a government official. That was my dream. So during the time I was waiting to apply and take the exam, I kept applying for jobs to the point where it felt like I was someone who had graduated but was still unemployed, just like in those Carabao songs where people graduate and still can't find work. I felt really sad because I always thought, one day I have to get a job. The person who used to sing and laugh at me was working at the highway district as a laborer. Then I heard that the Department of Highways was opening up for applications, but I didn't apply because I didn't want to take the Department of Highways exam. I didn't even know what the Department of Highways was. All I knew was the highway district where that person who mocked me worked. I didn't go to take the exam. I had to take the civil service exam. That's it, Denchai. You were born to take the civil service exam. That's all. And then there was an announcement that this year, the civil service exam, there wouldn't be any statistician positions open at the Department of Highways. Instead, they would open other positions. So I hurried back home to apply, and time passed until the exam results were announced. Out of 99 people who passed the written test, I made it to the final interview and ended up in second place. I knew that this position would require me to be a supervisor. Oh no, where should I choose to go? I wanted to go to a big city, so I chose Khon Kaen. At that time, it was the early days of computers being introduced there. Since I was knowledgeable about computers, I was sent to study at the IT center. As soon as I became involved with computers, I was very lucky to have the opportunity to become a teacher, an instructor. I was really fortunate, Denchai, to get to teach computers together with the director. Back then, the district engineers were primarily located in the key provincial cities of Khon Kaen, Udon Thani, and Nong Khai. That particular individual would have been Jarwek Anupong, correct? Who later became the Director General. At that time, we were lucky. It was a source of pride for a civil servant of batch 43 to have taught district engineers from batches 47 and 48. At that time, it was batch 47 as well. I went to teach them And during that period, I also attended computer training. There was an exam. And since I was active in activities, I was chosen to represent the central office, including being a representative in the department's volleyball competition. In the end, the computer division opened up and allowed me to work there. For the Department of Highways, just reaching batch 46 was already the highest point in my life, truly the highest. Even getting into batch 45, I was already happy. Once I started working, I had to take the civil service exam. When I took the new exam, I passed on the first try and got promoted to the academic track. Luckily, this position had a smooth progression up to level 47, and I received the position allowance, which was something very new to me. I made it to level 47, and finally, when I got promoted to level 48, the director, Kongkiat Janhiran, became the director, and I kept taking care of things. You know, he came from the Bangkok district, and so many people came to see him off. Everyone knew each other, and he even thought I was from the public relations department.
He thought I was in public relations because I'm good at talking and I have good interpersonal skills. I'm friendly and greet everyone. But when I joined the work, I am a kind-hearted person. He's generous, a good person, and very reasonable, really rational. He gets along with everyone. If I were to rate him, I'd say he's excellent. When it comes to work, it's not just about being good, he's knowledgeable and capable. Simply put, if you're stuck or can't think of something, just ask Denchai. He can handle anything. If he doesn't know something, he'll find out. He's extremely responsible when it comes to work, so dedicated that sometimes he pushes himself to the point where I've seen him cry once. It was about the DOC project at the Department of Highways. It was already September, and the announcement still hadn't been made, and he cried. I felt sorry for him, but he really gives all his sacrifices without any conditions. Does everything, even late into the night. He's really an outstanding person.
He stayed at the dormitory for 2 years. During that time, there was an initiative to upgrade the unit. As things went on, it was really tough for him to get promoted to C8, so difficult that it finally caught the attention of the GOP. Finally, whenever something came up, this failed, that failed. And the GOP, they said, why don't you let the information department write the proposal for the upgrade for the big departments? I still remember the chairman was Mr. Arun Diao. The commerce department was the deputy director general. The administration side said, hey Dan, go write it up. Oh wow, I was shocked. It was like the sky opened up, like suddenly everything just cleared. The sky opened up so wide, this was my chance. After that, I hurried to sit down and work on it for 2 weeks, building on what I had already thought of, and then wrote it up and submitted it. This was a source of pride for me. What made me even prouder was that what I wrote, what I thought of and created one day, Permanent Secretary Suposh, before he became Director General, before he left, he called me in, then told me to take care of the computers. I got goosebumps right away. I was just a young worker, G8, only about 45, 46 years old. I thought I still had a long way to go. I never thought someone like me could become a director. I always thought directors had to be old. Back then, being in my 40s still felt young to me. At 46, I even pinched myself, bowing down and thinking to myself, I have to do my very best. At that time, I was watching and thought, yeah, this person could really help the department. He had been working at this center ever since he started, so he must really love it. So I invited him to work in this field. When we met, I looked at him and told him, in my opinion, I see you as someone who could really take care of the department's work in this area very well. So I told him, okay, I think you are well suited for this job. After that, I spoke with the new Director General who was coming in. I said, okay, I'm not trying to be too specific or anything. It's not about any particular individual, but I asked him to try to support the people within each organization, to let the staff who are truly part of that agency, who have worked there for a long time and want to advance, have the opportunity to grow. We should support their development. This is to set an example for the younger generation. And later on, Director General Vera probably saw this and likely took these things into consideration. he then assigned this responsibility to this person. This person is Kun Den Chai. Fortunately, I have many good friends and truly good companions, whether it's Mr. Warrior Boyo now, he's the director, but back then he wasn't the director yet. We were still friends back then, even on the motorway. In the end, it was Director General Vera who kind of tested the waters with Warrior, asking, hey, what do you think? How's Dan? And I said, wow, Dan is really talented. Everyone is happy for him, everyone. Got goosebumps just hearing about it. Even now, just telling the story, I still get emotional, almost to the point of tears, just from the feeling of having such good friends who support each other like this. And then, just like that, the order came out, was appointed as the director. On the 19th of October 2009, the atmosphere seemed good, but the real challenge was that I was just a kid who had to come in and take charge as the director. Of people who had previously been directors themselves, our group faced a lot of difficulties, and we kept at it until one day. One of my seniors, who has since passed away, was our leader. In the end, he spoke to me directly. He said that he accepted Mate was like hearing the voice of heaven. He came over to me and hugged me very tightly. He then said, I truly love you, oh my dear man. It unequivocally showed that the extensive and meticulous efforts I had diligently undertaken had indeed yielded remarkably successful and tangible results, proving their profound effectiveness beyond any doubt. After that, since I like writing, I wrote the JETRO evaluation for the IT center's work. In the end, I passed the criteria and was promoted to a senior executive position in 2011. Within just 2 years, the Department of Highways really gave me everything. They gave me an identity, reputation, and opportunities, so many good opportunities. From the senior executives, they were the ones who gave me every opportunity. They overlooked everything about me. When someone suggested appointing me as director, weren't they afraid it would hurt their image? The senior executives were so good to me. Director General Nikon Bunzri really loved Dan Chai. I didn't know what I could possibly do for him. He was so kind to me, always checking in on me. He cared so much that he would say, you haven't even worked with him yet. How can you say that? Do you know how talented he is? He solved all sorts of problems. He's really good at his job.
I sense in this matter that your abilities, your goodness, and the beauty within you, then you possess others might not see it, but I do. I've always tried to fight for this. What you have inside you then is something I already appreciate, because I'm someone who values people with knowledge and ability and who are good people. As for other traits that people talk about, I don't really pay attention to those things because I see the goodness in you then, and your abilities like your knowledge and skills at work, your ability to connect with others, and your knowledge and ability to get along with people in general in government service. In recent years, as many have seen, all the directors who have come after me have supported you, then like Mr. Supoj, Mr. Vera, and so on. As for myself, at first others might not agree with me on many of Dan's personal matters, but I think that Dan's personal issues and his work and his abilities are separate things. Supporting Dan to be in a suitable position is justified, and I think that at the beginning I just gave him a start in his government career. As for his later success, it wasn't because of me, but because of himself. The qualities he possesses come from his own conduct in his current life, as well as the merit and virtue accumulated from past lives. Therefore, the supporters of Dan who are present today, who have seen him rise to higher positions and are in these positions, not by coincidence, but because of the merit and virtue he has accumulated.
First, I want to thank all the senior officials, all the kind-hearted superiors, every director general, every deputy director general I've worked with. I want to thank everyone in the Department of Highways, and most importantly, my friends, the 4 Gang Group.